Coach Edmonds joins us right now here on the set. Coach, great to have you here to bring back all the pieces that you do. You end up going 9-0 to start last season. How do you carry that over into the challenge of a brand new conference?
Yeah, last year was amazing, but it was last year, right? So we are just hoping that we can have those experiences in our memory bank. We remember what those feelings felt like, and that's what our driving force is every single day. We took on a mantra a long time ago, win the day, and we want to win the day no matter what we're doing. If we're in the weight room, if we're in the classroom, if we're on the practice court, or if we're on the game court. And so we'll just continue doing that and see where the chips fall.
Well, 23 game days you got the dub, also with some WNIT experience as well. And to me, a big piece of that is what's being brought into this conference. It's that postseason experience. So as a WNIT member last year, wanting to get into the NCAA tournament this year, when you look at this conference and say, they did it, we know we can do it, and this is how. What comes to mind?
For sure. I mean, I think this league has been a multi-bid league forever, ever since it was in existence. And so I think that's a really exciting piece for all the teams that are coming in. Everyone's going to be fighting for championships, but if you prime yourself with the right non-conference schedule and you're able to win some of those games, if you fall short on Championship Sunday, you still have a shot to get into the NCAA tournament. I loved our WNIT experience last year. We went out to BYU and won on the road, and then we went to Oregon and fell a little short there, but it gave us experience of playing in March, and we want to be back.
And I know what BYU is like, and especially BYU on the road is incredibly tough. What did that tell you right there about your team being able to win a tournament game on the road?
Yeah, they're tough. That's one of our pillars. It's up in our lobby, and it's in our locker room. We want to make sure that we're tough all the time. We're tough in practice. We're tough in games. But they know they belong. They knew they belonged last year. They were not afraid to walk in there. BYU's a great team, and like you said, an unbelievable environment. But they felt like they belonged because of the wins that we had along the preseason, and they weren't afraid of their opponent that night. So it was an exciting game.
Coach, the common thread, especially the last few years with the transfer portal being what it is, has been players coming back or having a completely new team. Is there an added responsibility when you have players coming back, or I don't want to call it pressure because pressure is what it is in sports, but is there an added responsibility to feel like this is a year we have to capitalize on the fact that we have experience?
Yeah, I'm excited to have players now playing me for their third season, right? That's the experience that we've needed. They're confident in what we want. They're confident in our system, and that allows me to sit back a little bit more and just let them go out and do what they do best, and that's play basketball. So I'm excited for the veteran leadership that we have now. We inherited some kids that didn't play a lot previously, but now they're in their second or their third year, and they've played a lot of minutes, and they've won a lot of basketball games for us. So I'm excited about what that looks like. Our freshman group from last year, now our sophomores, played a lot as freshmen. They're going to play even more as sophomores. And so I think we're always going to be a program that's going to do it with freshmen. We're going to go into the portal a time or two for necessity, but we're not looking to build our rosters off of transfers.
Is it hard to build trust like quickly enough, or I should say quite quickly enough to be able to have players play at the level that you want them to play at? Is it hard to build trust like with an incoming player where there may not be a ton of experience behind them?
Yeah, I think some programs have a lot of success going into the portal and developing those relationships quickly. For me and my staff, we want to develop relationships along a longer period of recruiting time. We get to find out more about them, find out what makes them tick, what makes them go, and I think that allows us to build those relationships recruiting-wise, but then once they're also our players, and that allows us to have more success on the court. Works for us. Doesn't work for everybody, but that's what works for us.
Players.
One of those players that's in her third season now in your system, Malia Fraser. For her, you mentioned ways to make them tick. What have you learned about her and her growth and development now as she enters her third season with you?
Malia is an incredibly special player. She's got a lot of God-given talent and ability. There are things that she does in games that just make me go wow, right? And there's times that in practice, if we told her to do those same things and she's thinking about it, it may not always look the exact same. But she works tremendously hard. She's extremely competitive. She's had a great off season. She's expanded her game in a lot of different ways, and so really, really proud of the growth that she's had on and off the court. The physical aspects of it, the mental aspects of it, she's just grown tremendously, and it's just been such a joy to be a part of it.
Malia, one of your your players here represented at Media Day, and she's hearing you say all these great things about her, and she's standing by right now with our very own Malia Reese. Maya?
Thanks, Morgan. So, Malia, you just heard your coach bragging on you, right, about all your accomplishments. Last season, you were the top rebounder for your team and also second in scoring. What are some things that you're hoping fans will notice about improvements you made on both the offensive and defensive end?
Yeah, we talk about this with the coaches a lot, where the improvements for my game, and I think the two factors that come up a lot are efficiency and confidence. I think the number of minutes that I'm going to get from last year to this year are going to jump in that. So when I'm going on the court, I need to be able to score more and get one more rebound. I had a high three-point percentage last year, but at a low volume. And this year I'm looking to raise that volume and still keep that same efficiency and always keeping on the boards. And then defensive-wise, sit down and guarding the defender and working on the guard game as I move out, towards the perimeter and still defending those post players.
With those more minutes going into a game, how do you make sure that, okay, I know I'm going to be on this court. I know that my team is relying on me to an extent. What's your mindset going in to make sure that you don't get burnt out?
I think it's just knowing my team has my back. Subbing out is not a bad thing at this point. If I need a break, I need a break. And knowing that our roster is so deep and that someone can come in and get me and the efficiency of our play isn't going to drop, I think that's what's going to make our team really hard to defend.
At the beginning of last season, you guys had an amazing start. You went on a 9-0 run against non-conference teams. But now this is the American, this is an entire new conference that you're in. Just speak a little bit about that adjustment, I would say.
I think we hold accountability as a high pillar for our team. We talk a lot about having each other's backs and competing at a high level. And coming to the American, that's something we want to take from Conference USA and all the new teams we're gonna face, and just being together and playing together and not forgetting that we're a team. We win together, we lose together.
What's one of those moments that you've had in the locker room where you might have been down or a teammate was down and you guys were able to lean on one another?
Gosh, that's a moment so distinct in my mind. The TCU game, I came in the locker room. It was after I just got my first collegiate technical foul. I was in the right headspace. I came in, my teammates talked to me and get back out there. You need to be picked up. Let me know, and I'll pick you up. It's verbal and nonverbal, and just having those communication cues with your team is so important to success.
Okay, perfect. Well, Malia, thank you.
Thank
Congratulations on preseason all-conference second team. And we're going to go back to you, Morgan.